Hi, my name is Tina Clouse. I am going to do my speech today on doctor-assisted suicide. This is a topic that's been around for many years. It stems back to Dr. Kevorkian. Whether he was a doctor or not, many think he was. He helped with suicides a lot, and contrary to belief, for people, they think that maybe he may have taken lives without any real reason. Like, they weren't technically ill. They may just not have wanted to live. So that was unethical to a lot of Americans. Are Americans for it, or are they against it? It's pretty much down the middle, about the same. Massachusetts had taken a poll in 2012, and they asked fellow Americans, what do you think about physician-assisted suicide, period? The polls came back that many Americans were for it, but the people had to be terminally ill and have 6 months or less to live. Connecticut, they also took a poll and were pretty much for it, but they were still against it quite a bit. It's kind of an undecided topic. Do we take their lives or do we not? They took a lot of polls, and a lot of them have shown that Americans that made like $100,000 or more a year seem to be for it for whatever reason. Being that they had more money or what, nobody really knows. People who were younger, probably in the age bracket of their 30s, had about 59% rate for the assisted suicide versus about 44% against it. They took a poll to match that with an older generation, probably in their 60s or 70s, and they voted a little under, about 52%, and about 41% against. So statistics show that a lot of people are for it, except for organizations like churches, stuff like that. And they just, they're in the Catholic Church and they just don't believe in it. A lot of doctors have helped with suicides regardless. Like, doctors have actually decided that they themselves were going to take people's lives because they just didn't see that they needed to suffer anymore. And that a lot of the times was against their wishes. Another thing they did, doctors would also go and do it to comply with their wishes, but only to a certain point. Doctors also would just let them die by simply letting them refrain from daily activities that kept them alive or kept them from medications that would help them. So they just kind of died like that. That, to me, is unethical. If they're going to die and you're not going to help them, just take the medicine, give it to them. It's not going to matter. But don't let people suffer. I think that's a very unethical thing to do. And suicide, to many, is just suicide. It doesn't matter how it's done. It doesn't matter how it's performed. If you take a life, or if a doctor takes your life, it's still considered suicide. And to many, that is still against all human morals. Another point I'd like to express, I worked for a veterinarian for 8 years. And we performed a lot of euthanasias. So, I'm not saying that I'm for this, but why do we get to make a choice when it's our pet? Oh, poor Fluffy is really hurting and just doesn't seem to have the quality of life that she used to have in the past. We can go ahead and take our dogs in, or our cats, or any pet, and have them put down. And that, to Americans, is ethical. That's helping them. It's mean to let them suffer. So I can kind of see where a lot of people would get a little on the emotional side with people. You don't want to see your family members suffer any more than you do your family pet. but there's no way of anybody like knowing for sure why people just think it's okay to euthanize their pet and put them out of their misery, but you can't do that to a family member. Like I said, I am not like for it, but I just think in any regards, whether it be by medication or anything, nobody should suffer, whether it be a pet or a family member. So that's just something for everybody to think about. It has been a controversy for years, so I thought it'd be a really neat topic to just kind of touch down on. Thank you.